What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Nard coming to you again. If y'all hear my voice, you know what time it is. It's Friday. Time for a new episode of the show. Your boy is now live. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm a little late with the uploading, y'all. I mean, it been a long week for your boy. You know how it go after the holidays and taking a few days off. The grind don't stop. You get back to it, and you even get back to it even harder. And sometimes, just getting readjusted after being off for a few days around the holidays, or just even the emotional highs of the holidays, it's hard to get back in your work mode. So I had a long week and ended up having to work more than I normally work. So this is why the show got uploaded a little late today. So, and this all live right now, y'all. This ain't a pre-recording. Even though I'm about to get my pre-recording game up, y'all. I'm about to get my pre-recording because I need to. Because when you're a working adult, stuff happen. And stuff happen, and you got to be prepared ahead of time when you're doing like a podcast and things like that. But in doing this podcast, it made me think of a couple of things, and I don't really have a real topic today, y'all. I'm just going off the cuff. I want to make sure I get some content out to y'all today. And, it made me think about like talent and love. And the reason I said talent and love is because, in life, you have something that you great at, like that you excel in, whether it be sports, whether it be art, whether it be, or barbering, or doing hair, or whatever the case may be. But then what I come to find out is it's also something that you love more than what you're talented at. And it just raised a lot of questions in my mind that, can you truly be successful in doing something that you don't love? Can you really reach the pinnacle or be truly satisfied? And I'm not even saying in terms of what other people think. I'm saying like for you inside, deep down. Because normally what you love to do, you're going to cultivate it. You're going to put time. You're going to put energy in it. You're going to be happy to do it. It's not going to feel like work. So therefore, the love that you got for it, I think it shows over the work, whether it be like you're an artist, a musician, a barber, a sports athlete, whatever. I think it shows in your work. Like it can be more masterful. Not saying that what you're talented in can't be either, but sometimes it can be like a drag, or you can get burnt out. You can get burnt out and overdo it in it, and you just like, I don't want to do it no more. And then it's almost like, not a waste of talent, but it's just like you so turned off by it at this point because you feel like you have to do it because you have the skill, but it's not necessarily what you want to do. Don't ask me what made me, get on this topic and think about this, and it may just be from my own personal experiences. I feel like I was talented in a few things, and I loved a few different things. But I don't know if it's anything that I found that I loved other than my children and my wife and my family, enough to be dedicated to and, put all my effort in. Like everything else was just like outside of basketball when I was young, and when I was a young man. But even with that, it's like it's a skill you have. I think when you do something long enough, you start to convince yourself that you love it, but you really don't. You do it because you put in the time, you put in the work, you put in the effort, and it becomes routine. Like, so anything routine, when you stop doing the routine, of course you're going to miss it to a certain degree, because if you've been doing that every day of your life, it's a routine thing, and you've come to be masterful in it because of doing it so much. So it will be a void, you know what I'm saying? Like when you are not doing that no more. But it's that love. Is that the love of it? Did I really love playing ball? Like right now, I can't. Right now, I can't stand still without making a basketball shadow move or something. But at the same time, it's years and years of repetition that led me to be that. I don't play like I used to play outside of, playing with my son or every once in a while. And I don't know if that's necessarily classified as love. Like my homie Bart, I think he loved it. He loved basketball. He loved it. Like every inkling of it. He still play at a high level. He's still in tune with it, as far as on TV and following it and things like that. Whereas I kind of moved away from it a little bit. Like, and that could just be, the way I felt like things was heading with the sports analytics, like I talked about on some episodes back. But just in general, I think sometimes, especially being African American, like me, if I was talented in basketball, and then I have sons or daughters or talented in a specific thing, we tend to try to, and I won't say live vicariously through our children, but you tend to teach your kids what you know. And if you know football, basketball, baseball, music, whatever, that's what you tend to teach a kid, because it plays a major role in y'all day-to-day lives. And you tend to notice a specific skill set with the kids. They talented, or if they work hard, they could be great at this. But is that really what they want? Like, is that really what they want? Or are you just pushing off because obviously genetics and traits, your kid's probably going to be skilled at the same thing you skilled at, but do they love it like you? Like, do they love playing basketball like you? Or are you forcing them down a path that you see talent in, but not necessarily the love like that you have? And I think it's a fine line, because, as parents, you're supposed to guide your children and get them the push they need, but also it's a fine line, because you got to know when to pull back too. And I know it's easier said than done. I'm a parent, and it's easier said than done, especially when you see talent. I think a parent can even go even harder on the kid, because you see a talent, you see that you can get to the pinnacle, or all your dreams can come true if you just follow this path. But then all the while, he want to be a gamer. He loved Fortnite. He want to be a gamer. He want to sit on the game, and he want to start a professional gaming team. And he really into it, and he really, got great ideas. But we tend to deflect them, like, you talking crazy. That's not smart. And I think we try it on of ourselves, because, whatever it is in our day-to-day, if we maybe, just had a hard week, like I just said about myself, and you can see how you can implement things in your kids to allow them to have to, I ain't gonna say allow them to maybe, they don't have to have these same hard weeks, because, if you do this and this and this and that, you'll be set. You'll get all the money you want. You'll get all the fame you want. And you won't have to do this. But everybody different, everybody individual. By the way, y'all, I'm riding in the car. Like I say, I've been busy all week, and I ain't had a chance to set up. So I just actually just got off work. So I was like, man, time dwindling down, I want to go ahead and, be true to it. So if y'all hear a little, if the quality ain't up to par, or y'all hear a little bit, I apologize ahead of time. I'm driving, and sometimes that's the best time to get your thoughts off and be creative. So back to what I was saying, so me removing myself from basketball just entirely, with no strings attached to it. And basketball was great for me. It was something I thoroughly enjoyed. It was something I had a lot of success in. But like I say, did I truly, truly love it? I don't know. I think the people that's very successful, like, just kind of like sidebar, y'all. I'm just kind of like on my rant, just talking today. But I think the people that really that's really successful, you gotta be all your stars gotta line up, like, and you gotta be a special type person or individual. So when I think back to how things transpired in my own situation, in my own life, I was a teen father, and I remember when I had my daughter, I was entrenched in playing basketball and things like that, and I told myself that if I could make it playing basketball, I could create a better life for her, right? But it was like angels and demons, on my shoulder. It was like all that sound good, but in my heart, I always had a firm grasp on like life, and I just wasn't willing to risk that much time away from her, chasing something that may materialize, it may not. And I could have sold myself short, but everything happened for a reason. It truly does. I'm a true believer in that. Everything happens for a reason. And maybe my inability to continue to pursue basketball because I had this child was what I was supposed to do. Fathering and leading my children at that time, was a necessity when I look back on it. Of course, I would have loved to have made it and got rich and everything, but at what cost? At what cost? Like for me, I am who I am. I enjoy the things I enjoy. I enjoy being around my kids. I enjoy watching them grow up every day, every waking moment, as opposed to having to share myself with the world, as opposed to giving them my all in whatever facet that is. And when I look back on it, I have no regrets, because I would prefer to see them and be with them. Like Andre 3000 said, I hate to see y'all frown, but I'd rather see them smile. And that's real. That's one of the realest lines I ever heard. But yeah, so, that was just something on my mind, with the, love and talent. I've seen in my own family talented artists, as far as drawing and just art. But they have a love for something else, and love always wins. It's that old adage, like, love will always prevail. Like, and I think when you see like a lot of successful people, and sometimes it's about the situation, the cards that you were dealt. So if you were dealt a certain deck of cards and your path in life was this early, depending on the type of person you are, and you just followed that path to get to riches or success, you may not have been exposed to a bunch of different things. And that's what I'm coming to grips with too, day to day. Certain things I wasn't exposed to, not because my mother or my father didn't do a good job in exposing. It's certain things you're just not going to be exposed to until you get older and your interests change. So now I'm finding that I have a love for a lot of different things now that I would have never thought even look into when I was younger, or when I was coming up, because the cards that I was dealt dictated me inward and outward being put in a lane, which goes back to one of my flash five, being put in the lane. I'm tall, I was athletic, so quite naturally, when you add the combination of that, it's like, oh, you should be an athlete. Like, you should be an athlete. No way. You know, the Lord gave you this height and this physicality and athleticism for you to be an athlete. And you drink the Kool-Aid. Like, you know, maybe you're right. I am an athlete. And then you figure out you have talent. And with work, you show progress and talent. And you like, yeah, this is my way to the riches. This is my way to success in the promised land. But then along that journey, if you do make it or if you don't make it, if you do make it and then now you're exposed to a bunch of different things and now you see, I genuinely love XYZ. And so the attention shifts to what you love. Like, prime example, I watched Roy Jones Jr. be like one of the greatest boxers of all time. But he loved rapping. And people might say that was the downfall of his boxing career. He loved rapping. He loved being in the studio. And I think when you're great at something, the moment you neglect what you're great at, you would definitely see a difference in your focus, in your attention span, and just in the way you present yourself and what you're known for. Like Roy Jones, the minute he started rapping, he started losing in the ring. Now, it may just be a coincidence, maybe not, but the moment he started rapping is the moment his boxing career took a nosedive. And the only thing I can equate that to is just his love and passion for music. He loved it so much, and now he created an avenue for himself that now that's what he wanted to do. He had the means to do it, and he had the backing to do it. Another person. And off subject, I was just talking to one of the homies about like talent, and this falls into the talent category. Like Jamie Foxx. These guys are super talented, like multifaceted, talented, you know, otherworldly talented, like in a bunch of different things. Is it better to be known for being good at three different things, or is it better to be known as being great at one thing? Like Jamie Foxx is an outstanding singer, comedian, actor. And I don't know if he had equal love for all three, but I know that he had the talent as a comedian to be great. But maybe he didn't love being a comedian as much as he loved singing and acting. I think with the acting it's been beneficial financially. So his common sense and sense added up to, well, I'm gonna still do this, but I can finance my music career. I can finance my music career through this. And sometimes you don't understand that until you get older. But did he take away from being one of the greatest comedians of all time by pursuing something that he loved and singing? Did he? You know what I mean? Like, because I don't know if you take away, like, you're not giving it your all. So it always leaves room for, what if I would have went 100% in that direction? Like, what if I would have gave my all to that specific thing? Where could I have been? So is it would you rather live your life knowing you gave it 100% towards that, or you gave 35% to this, 35% to this, and 30% to this? But you was good in all of them, and all of them benefited you, and maybe it was good for your soul. But do those people ever live, you know, with the regret of not giving one specific thing they all, because people like that, I don't know if they, I don't know. I know that people who were singularly great in one thing, their legacy is that they're great, or they were great, or the greatest in that specific thing. But the people who are multifaceted in different things, you marvel at their talent, but you don't necessarily give them great status or consider them the greatest. Michael Jackson and Prince. Prince was a marvel, a wonder of the world, but Michael Jackson was the king of pop. Now, that's up for debate, and like I always say, this opinion based. But I'm just drawing. I'm not taking sides or anything. I'm just saying, like, giving you the comparison of it. You know, Denzel Washington was a pure actor. Eddie Murphy was a pure comedian. He could sing, but he knew where his bread was buttered. But Jamie Foxx, multifaceted. Eddie Murphy known for all his stand-up and his comedic genius. Jamie Foxx is, in a sense, in a bunch of different things. But I don't know if Eddie Murphy would go to bed and regret not giving it his all in singing as much as because he gave it his all in the comedy. I mean, I don't know, y'all. You know, like I always say, hit me up at Pros Vols, capital P, capital V. You know, if y'all got my number, all that. Another thing, getting off subject, I checked out a few movies over the holiday. I checked out The Queen and Slim, which was a dope movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The acting was phenomenal. You know, what more can I say? Lena Witt from Chicago. So I'm always going to support. Keep doing your thing, Lena. The actor and the actresses in there did their thing. It was a dope story. It was a breath of fresh air. And it was also reality based. Made you think, like, you know, this could happen to anybody. At the blink of an eye, your whole life could be changed. And, you know, what would you do, you know, when you faced with a situation, maybe not like that, but similar? What else did I check out? Power Back On, y'all. Power Back On. Ghost is officially dead. M.O. Turtle. Ghost is dead. You know, y'all with y'all conspiracy theory, y'all, maybe he ain't dead, he dead. Great character. He died. What y'all think? What y'all think of the show so far in these first 2 episodes? It's suspenseful, trying to see who killed Ghost. But we'll see in the coming episodes. If y'all don't watch that, check it out. Power. Season 2 of You came out. For anybody that watch You or never watch You, check out the show You on Netflix. It's dope. It's super dope. I ain't gonna get nothing away for the people that never seen it. But check out You season 1 and season 2. And I'm just talking about some things that I watch and I enjoy, y'all. You know, Ozark is coming back in March. I don't know if y'all ever watched that show. I think this will be season 3. Check that out. Yeah. I just been moving around, y'all, just trying to relax a little bit. Went to check out Star Wars, the latest Star Wars. I'm not really a Star Wars person, but I ended up having some free tickets, so I went to check it out and thoroughly enjoyed it. Kind of made me want to go back and check out some of the earlier Star Wars. I never watched one Star Wars before. Also went to check out Jumanji 2, which was dope, super dope. Kevin Hart did his thing. The Rock did their thing. Kevin Hart was funny acting like Danny Glover. For anybody who ain't seen it, check it out. I ain't gonna spoil it. Also, you know, while we on that, what y'all think of the Kevin Hart documentary? Who all checked it out? I ain't gonna get too much away because I think I'm gonna touch more on that in either a Flash 5 or a whole show. Like, I'm gonna talk to people. So I ain't gonna give too much away. But if you hadn't checked that out, check out the Kevin Hart documentary. Well put together, very insightful, good look into the life of people. And why are we so attracted to look and getting the inside look of people's lives, y'all? You know why? You know, I like a level of privacy, but you know, it's the era we live in. I ain't hating. I'm just trying to adapt. Trying to think, what else had I checked out? If you ain't on the music tip, the new Stokely record is dope. Griselda, what Machine Gun Do album is incredible. Rock Marciano, if you're a hip hop head, Marcielago album is dope. Roddy Ricch album is dope. If you into that type of thing. Yeah, all those projects pretty nice. Things I've been listening to currently, and I'm always listening to the old school jams. This is what I do. You know. And I got another good question coming up about music for everybody. I'm really interested in the scene, and I'm really interested in the demographic of it, like the question that I'm gonna ask. So y'all stay tuned for that, because I got a real interesting question about music I want to ask people. And but you know, back to the talent thing, you know. So I want everybody at home to think about what you very talented in, and is that what you're doing currently because it pays the bills? And I want to think about what you love, because normally you can't live without doing what you love to do. Like, you feel like you can't live. Like, it's who you are. It's a part of your makeup. Like, I have to do this because this is who I am. I love this. But not so much with something that you're talented at. Normally, something you're talented at, you try to do to make money. It's just food for thought, y'all. It's just something I was thinking about. Like, the talent and the love. You know, my brother-in-law, shouts out to Annie Up. He loved being an MC. That's what he loved. That's who he is. He couldn't sleep or breathe without coming up with a metaphor. You know what I'm saying? That's love. And when you love to do something, you put all your you betting on yourself with that. Like, whether you're doing it for in your spare time or you trying to make it as a career. Like, it's what you love. So even if you wasn't doing it as a career, you'll still be doing it somewhere. You know what I mean? Like my homie Bart, shouts out to Bart, shouts out to Annie Up. He not in the pros, but he play every day because he have to. That's what he loved to do. That's what he loved to do. Now, I'm sure he's talented in something else. Very talented in something else. Annie Up the same way. Everybody that's listening the same way. You know, it's a fine line, because I find that it's rare for me to find people that love what they're talented in. Like, wholeheartedly love. And when I say what love, like, you willing to lay it all on the line. You're going to do it till the wheels fall off because you love it. You know, but in this era of, finances and making money, you got to be smart about things. And I ain't going to say in this era, I'm going to say all the time. You got to be smart about things. So if this job paying blah, 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 you're going to do it because, you know, you have to make a living. Make me think of the movie Acrimony, the Tyler Perry movie. If y'all ain't seen that, go check it out. The dude he loved doing what he do, but he had to get a job. And I think that's when, you know, you had those dog days where it's like, my passion, what I love, I wish I could be doing that for a living as opposed to doing what I gotta do. I'm a talented writer, so I'm gonna write, but I love sewing. But see, Soin ain't making no money. Like Soin ain't keeping these lights on. So I gotta go right. You know, like the famous line, I can't afford to not record. Like, I truly love doing this podcast. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it wasn't even in my radar. And I know podcasts wasn't even out, but 10 years ago they were. But I didn't even consider it. You know, sometimes they say divine intervention happens, and I believe it. Like, it may take a time before you figure out what you really want to do and who you really are. And I ain't even saying I'm doing this as a career, but I love to do it. Like, it's something that's on my mind day to day. When I haven't put down a recording and edited and mixed it, I get antsy. But I got to go to my job and do what I'm trained and talented in to make a living, which then take away from my love, which is this podcast currently. And it ain't even just a podcast. I'm a lover of talking and understanding people's perspectives and points of views on things and opinions. It's always been interesting and intriguing to me when I look back on it, when I look over it. So I'm blessed to be able to sit here and talk to y'all today. Something that I was being trained at without knowing that I was being trained. Something that I loved that I didn't even know I loved. Something that was natural inside of me. You know, shouts out to Byron Rico. When the first episode he heard, he said, "Man, this being you." And I had to stop and think about it. Like, yeah, maybe that's why it was so natural. Maybe that's why I gravitated towards it. Like they say, when something's supposed to happen, all the obstacles will be taken down so that it'll happen for you in that way. If it's supposed to happen like that. And when I say it was seamless, it was seamless, you know? So, but we're going to keep this thing moving. And get into our song of the week. Song of the week is by a hip-hop artist called Rock Marciano. And the title of the song is Richard Gere. So check the video out. Check the song out. It's currently what I've been listening to. As y'all know, I listen to a bunch of stuff. I try not to stay stagnant in one genre of music or one type of TV show, or, So I'm going to give it to y'all in all walks of life, all aspects. And it's a dope record, and the album dope too. So check that out. And my quote of the week is stay woke. And I know a lot of people got that from the song, but it's been a relevant quote for a long time. And speaking of talent and love, Childish Gambino, very talented guy, Which one do we love? Do we love acting? Do we love singing? Do we love writing? Which one? And can he be truly great if he kept doing all three and not focus on being great at one? I don't know. Yeah, but stay woke. And I mean that from the aspect of just in general, Young kids, young boys. Shouts out to all my Philly dudes. Shout out to my man Hugh. Pay attention to your paperwork. Pay attention to what you signing. Read the linear notes. Read the fine print. Just stay woke in every aspect. Stay woke. And moving into my legend of the week, y'all. I come to y'all with a heavy heart this week. I love this dude. He recently passed away. My Uncle Ronnie. He passed away Tuesday. I'm drawing a blank on the date, y'all. January 15th. Rest in peace to my Uncle Ronnie. Now, he would have eventually been one of my legends of the week, whether he was sick or if he hadn't passed away. Like I say, I love this dude. The coolest dude you'll want to meet. Ain't never seen him in a bad mood. One of the most dedicated fathers, husbands I've seen. An inspiration to me. See, a lot of times you don't know that people are inspiration to you until you start walking in them shoes. See, we tend to be inspired by what we want to be inspired by at that moment or at that phase in our life. It ain't until you walk into the shoes of a man or as a woman to have a different appreciation for a person that came before you or did those things before you. Now, I always was admired him and liked him as a person and as a man, but as now speaking to you all as a man with children and as a husband, he's an inspiration to me, and I didn't even know it. Because at that time, when you're a young man, you ain't thinking about kids, you ain't thinking about being married, but you draw inspiration from the people that's been around you or things that you see. And subconsciously, I saw a man be with his wife. I watched them be inseparable. I watched them play a major role and impact his kids' lives. All the qualities and traits that I want for myself, that I try to implement every day, that I set out to do each and every day with my own family. So, funny quick story, y'all. When I was about 13, my cousin Bo, shout out to Bo, he always was with his daddy. I mean, Ronnie. I mean, you know, they was inseparable. And Ronnie had a valet parking job. And he said, y'all want to make some money? And I said, yeah. So I think it was me, Turtle, Bo, maybe Bisco. We went down. Now, we kids, you know, so they want to be lot guys, meaning we watch the lot that they valet park the cars in. We sit in the car and watch it. And now, mind you, I'm not even knowing how much money this is going to entail, but it was more than I had in my pocket, and I was doing something, and when I wasn't doing nothing at home. So we sit out there all day, and you know, I think, you know, of course, we sitting in the cars, and Lord knows I'm probably messing somebody's car up, and you know, driving them, and whether you knew how to drive or not, you know. And at the end of the night, he waved me down and said, all right, I was in the last car. He said, bring the car up front. And I ain't know how to drive, y'all. I tried my best to get up to the parking lot before he had to come rescue me and drive the car up to the front. I said that all to say. And we got to the front, and the rest of he was the supervisor of the guys. The rest of the guys, you know, they made tips and things like that. And he said, you know, how much money, you know, y'all want to donate something to the lot guy. And I'll never forget it. It wasn't much money, maybe $13 or something like that. But I remember being so thankful and so grateful, just not because I had a whole lot of money, just for being put on. Like, just for him giving me the opportunity to make some money. You know, he was a true born hustler in every form of fashion. Hard-working guy, energetic. Like I say, I always remember him having a signature rag, wiping his forehead off. The Playboy bunny sign that he always drew. And talented artist. And duct tape. He used duct tape for everything. But we love and we gonna miss you, Uncle Ronnie. We're gonna try not to be down, and we're gonna try to celebrate the fact that you in no more pain and you gone to a better place. Always and forever, we love you. And that's gonna wrap it up for me today, y'all. I know I ain't give y'all the same type of content, but don't worry, it's coming. I got more things in store. I'm gonna do, I don't know. I always keep saying how many episodes I'm gonna do for the season. I don't know. I'm probably do a few more and then get y'all season finale, and then take a little time off and come right back at you, because I got some new stuff for season 2 that's gonna be crazy, that I think everybody gonna like. So once again, It's your boy. Everybody who knows, knows. Everybody who knows, knows. Rest in peace to my Uncle Ronnie. My condolences to my cousins and my aunt. Love y'all too. Y'all stay up until next week or maybe Tuesday for a Flash 5 or whatever inspires me. I'm out.